Yes, my dear class, my name is Mr. Emmanuel Charles. Welcome again. Today, let us see agriculture in geography from 2. So today, let us start with what is agriculture, with the meaning of agriculture, types of agriculture, features of agriculture, advantage of agriculture, and the classification in general of agriculture. So, first of all, we need to know the meaning of agriculture, my dear students. Agriculture is a branch of science which involves cultivating lands, growing crops, as well as rearing animals. So, in a brief, we could say agriculture is the cultivation of crops, rearing of animals in a certain piece of land or a part of the land. So, through looking at crops which are cultivated on the land are of different types, like maize, cotton, sisal, tobacco, rice, and etc. Animals that can be rearing on the land are like cow, goat, giraffe sometimes, horse, donkey, and etc. So, agriculture originally was considered to involve cultivation of crops only, but today it has expanded to rearing of animals, pottering, keeping, and etc. So, by that time, agriculture, it was involving the cultivation of lands, and that cultivation it was involving the growing of crops, like as I have said before, cotton, sisal, maize, tea, coffee, and the other crops. But today, agriculture it has expanded and to involve the rearing of animals like goat, cow, and the other animals that you know. So, after looking at that, let us see now the types of agriculture. Types of agriculture which are involving on the S or on the land or piece of land or in a particular area are of 2 types. First is small scale agriculture. The second is large scale agriculture. Small scale agriculture, this is the types of agriculture that is practiced on the relatively small plots of land, many of which do not exceed 4 hectares for each. So, small scale agriculture, this is the types of agriculture that mostly involve on the small piece of lands. This types of agriculture mostly is involving in the bushes, whereby our father, our mother, our grandmother are involving cultivation of crops by using small tools like handful, pangas, donkey, and the use of cow. So that is what we call small scale agriculture. And this small scale agriculture, it may involve the cultivation of different crops like maize, cotton, sisal, coffee, beans, rice, and the other types of crops that you are familiar with. So today I want to let you know clearly the meaning of this small scale agriculture. This is called small scale agriculture because it involves on the small piece of land. That is what we call the small scale agriculture. And this small agriculture, obviously, it involving for the sake of attaining food in case of the family members. And this small scale agriculture has characterized with different types. So here below are the followings of the small scale agriculture features or types of small scale agriculture. First is most of laborers are members of the family. As I have said, this small scale agriculture are the types of agriculture which involve the small areas of cultivations. It does not involve the hiring of laborers from outside the family or from other members, but it involves only the members of the family, father, mother, children, and the other relatives. So through that, these characteristics, it characterizes the small scale agriculture as the types of agriculture which involve only a small part, on a small parts or a small piece of land on the earth's surface. The second, it involves the use of local tools like hand hoes, or like hoes, pangas, and the other small tools. These small tools are there for the simplification of digging of the cultivation of the land, so that the land can be ready for the growing of crops. And those crops are like maize, sisal, rice, and the others. Another is it involves the use of organic manure. These types of agriculture involve the use of organic manure. What is organic manure? Organic manure, these are types of manure which are at times after the animals to produce those manures are like feces of animal and the other materials from the surrounding environments. Why this organic manure does not involve the need of scientific applications. This organic manure are enough for the growing of crops. After looking at these characteristics, let us look at another, which is the product is usually the member. The product is usually used by the member of the family. This product attaining from this small scale agriculture is used for the means of survival of the family as food, are used like food. Also, it may save the member of the family to get a little amount of money, but not for the high amount. So generally, these types of agriculture involve some few features of agriculture which is lying under these types of agriculture. So after looking at this, let us look now on these types of agriculture also, which is large-scale agriculture. Large-scale agriculture, this is a type of agriculture which involves the cultivation of crops on a large area compared with small-scale agriculture. This large-scale agriculture, it involves the cultivation of large area on a particular place, whereby this, it may cover 10 acres up to 100 acres. So these types of agriculture is quite different from small-scale agriculture. As you have said, small-scale agriculture cover a small area, but this one cover a larger area of the land. So these types of agriculture, it automatically involve the use of science and technology, like tractors, machines, and the application of fertilizers, application of different things so that the agriculture can be succeed. So this type of agriculture normally has been practiced with the government cooperative unions, so that the higher product can be produced for the feeding or for the feeder of the industries which are around in the country are the raw materials. And these types of agriculture, it has been involving producing commercial production like sisal, cotton, coffee, and the other crops or other product which can be used in the industry, so that they can be processed and produce the raw materials like clothes and tea and the others. So these types of agriculture has been characterized with the following features. The first features, it involves the use of higher technology like tractor, machines, the use of fertilizer, the use of insecticide, so that the insect cannot attack the crops in the farm. So through the use of higher technology, the application of science technology in this large-scale agriculture, it facilitates the agriculture to cover higher large area for the higher production of crops, which are very essential for the feeding of the industries, so that the end product can be produced and to be sent to the market, so that it can rise the national economy. So after looking at that, let us see the second point, which is it covers a large area of cultivations. A large area of cultivations, it may cover from 10 to 100 hectares. This is due to the nature of the land, and it is the nature of these types of agriculture. The nature of these types of agriculture, it is to cover a higher large area, so that it may produce more production for the feeding of the industries, and to produce good product of a higher quality. So through that, it involves in many acres, so that a higher amount of crops or higher amount of production can be attained. So through that, this is what we call larger scale agriculture, because of its nature. Another is it involves commercial production like cotton, sisal, tobacco, etc. It is true, my dear student, these types of agriculture, it involves production for commercial and not for the purpose of domestic use. Because as it is cover higher area, it should be the commercial, so that this product can be used in the industry, of which now in the industry, different goods can be processed like clothes, tea, and the other production which are manufactured in the industry. So through this large scale agriculture, now it is where the governments can improve in economy, and it may improve in the rise of large scale industries or large industries in the country. Because if agriculture is producing higher amount of crops, now the industry also will process and produce goods of a higher quality at a higher quantity. So through that, the things that will be produced, they will be quality and the quantity. So by doing that, this large scale agriculture should be involving in the production of goods, or involving in the commercial production like this cotton, sisal, tobacco, and etc., so that the raw material can be available. So after looking this, let us see another one, which is most farmers are owned with the government cooperative union. With the government cooperative union. This government cooperative union are the unions of the agriculturalists, whereby now this plan what kind of crops should be grown or should be cultivated in a particular land. Example there at Morogoro. There at Morogoro, sisal is one of the commercial products which are cultivated the air and the growth, so that they can feed the industries to produce timbers, to produce clothes, and to produce other raw material which are produced from sisal. So through that, the cooperative union is the main agents for these types of agriculture, of which now these types of agriculture may lead to the production of higher quality, or for the supplies of raw material which are now will be taken to the industry to be processed and to create the end product which like clothes and the other materials. Point number 5, skilled and unskilled labor are hired in these types of agriculture. This is what we call large-scale agriculture features. Skilled and unskilled labor are hired because sometimes they need manpower to be applied in the farm. Also, they need skills to be applied, like the operation of machines like a tractor, machines like a water pump, so that the agriculture may involve sometime irrigation system. So if agriculture involve irrigation system, it needs this both skilled and unskilled, so that the project can be run. So my dear student, after looking this introduction of agriculture, types of agriculture, features of both the large scale and the small scale agriculture, now let us see the advantage of agriculture in general in the world or in the country. First, farmers earn income through agriculture. This is true, my dear students, that farmers earn income through agriculture. Through agriculture now, the farm can earn income through after cultivating those crops and the growing and the harvesting. So when they harvest now, they send those crops to the market. Where now they are to the market, after selling those crops, the agriculturalist receive some amount of money, of which now that amount of money can be used to improve his living standard and to accommodate the services to his or her families. So that is all about farm earning income through agriculture. Another is the cost of agriculture is very low. The cost of agriculture is very low. Example, the cost of agriculture is very low. Example, in small scale agriculture, whereby the members of the families are laborers in the farm compared to large scale agriculture. So as it is very costly, as it is very low costly, so now the family enjoy and they receive some amount of money after harvesting those crops, because the family will not use a high amount of money for this production of materials from their farm, because the laborers and the manpower are supplied from the member of the family. Another is it provides raw material. Yes, agriculture provides raw material, example cotton, sisal and the other materials through cultivations. So after being harvesting now, this raw material are sent to the industries, whereby they are into the industry now, the materials are processed and produced like in the textile industry, whereby now clothes are producing from these raw materials. So after looking at this point, let us see point number 4. It ensures food supply. Example, in small scale agriculture. In small scale agriculture, we have said, according to the features, we have said that in small scale agriculture, food are attended from these types of agriculture, whereby the member of the family are cultivating for the demanding of getting food, so that they can survive in their families. So through that, agriculture ensure food supply in the family and the national level at all. Like types of crops that are always cultivated are like maize, rice and the others. So through that, now even the government also gets services of food, even the national in general get food in general. Also even other services are provided through these agricultural activities. Okay, thank you. Point number 5, it improves living standard of the people. How the living standard of the people are improved with this agriculture. Agriculture now, after the production of materials, Some of the materials are used there at home, like food, and others are sent to the industry, others are sent to the market, so that people can earn some amount of money, so that after getting that amount of money, people provide the services to the family and get other services like purchasing of basic needs like clothes, and the other basic needs like education, good water services. So through that, agriculture is very important in any country because of its advantages. Thank you.